Traditional costing. All right, we're going to start building up here. We're going to start with traditional costing and build up to our different methods of allocating overhead. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about, right, that overhead I mentioned in the previous lesson. We need to allocate it somehow among different service lines or products. We're going to get into cost drivers, cost activities, all those good things. And just keeping in mind, we're going to ground it. I'm not going to make it complex for you because it doesn't need to be complex. If it had to be complex, I would totally make it complex, but that's not the case. We're just going to have, right, just X dollar amount. We're going to have some sort of overhead we have to allocate among different products or different service lines, and they're going to give us a method for allocating. But before even getting to that, this is traditional costing. Traditional as in, well, talk about that. So traditional costing as an average overhead rate to the direct costs of manufacturing products. The overhead rate gets applied on the basis of a cost driver, such as number of labor hours required to make a product. So traditional costing is just what would be used if we didn't use any of the allocation methods that we will talk about after this slide. Traditional costing is best used when the overhead of a company is low compared to the direct costs of production. If most costs are going into the actual good, right? We don't have much overhead, we don't have much accounting salaries and utilities expense, right? We just have mostly materials and labor. Traditional costing would be best. It gives reasonably accurate cost figures when the production volume is large, and changes in overhead costs do not create a substantial difference when calculating the cost of production. The whole point, as I mentioned, of what we are doing with the allocation is we want accurate costs. And if we don't have much overhead to allocate, then why bother with a fancy allocation method? Traditional costing methods are inexpensive to implement, and who doesn't love inexpensive methods or inexpensive anything? I mean, hey, you could have expensive tastes, but maybe you don't pay for them. Still using mommy and daddy's credit card. Anyway, all right, yeah, we don't want to pay a lot for anything. We want them inexpensive. That's a big plus for traditional costing. Companies usually use traditional costing for external reports because it's inexpensive, simpler, easier for outsiders to understand. Us outsiders, yeah, we're a little slow. I'm not the brightest bulb, so thank you, companies, for using traditional costing, so I don't have to think too hard. However, it does not give managers an accurate picture of product costs because the application of overhead burden rates is arbitrary and applied equally to the cost of all products. What does this mean? I don't know. I hope you know. So what this is saying is we, as a company, investors don't really care the detailed breakdown of our costs. They just want to see profit. Internally, however, our product managers do care because they want to know where they can cut costs. They want to know which costs are really digging in, and if a plant manager can cut costs, maybe they'll get a bonus, they'll get a promotion, right? If you can save the company a lot of money, then the company is quite appreciative, and hopefully they reward you proportionally, right? So we want to allocate those costs not arbitrarily. We want to, meaning like just willy-nilly, like as we want, but we want an actual set procedure for allocating these costs. And again, we'll talk about that. That's activity-based costing and joint costing with split off and net realizable value. The overhead costs are not allocated to products that actually consume the overhead activities, right? So let's say we've got 3 factories and we insure all 3 of these factories. So insurance for these would be overhead costs, right? Or maybe we pay property taxes or electricity for all 3 of these. And maybe product A doesn't really use much, right? Maybe this is all hand-carved chairs. We just have a bunch of craftspeople in the building and they just hand-carving chairs. There's really no overhead there, right? I mean, it's just labor and materials. We're not using, let's say it's all candlelit. We don't even use electricity for my extreme example here. But B and C, these products, these are total factories making products. Well, traditional costing would just say, hey, we're going to allocate all the overhead equally among these. And that's great for external reporting because me as an investor, well, I don't really care how you do it. I just want to see that you make profit. But for these internal individuals at a company, we want to say, okay, well, it doesn't make sense to allocate the cost to A because they're not using any of the costs. We would allocate them based on a driver, such as wattage hours used or units produced using electricity. So that would be kind of what we're talking about here, breaking that down further. Traditional costing method is best used for manufacturers that only make a few different products. There we go. That is traditional costing.
Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.